And if he's contributing $6,700, that means your mom's got the other half. It ain't just for him to fucking take care of you. She got to take care of you too. She got to work too, nigga. He giving up $6,700. Where's her $6,700 to go with his? Now y'all got 12.
What up, bro? This King Duo, the Melanated King, and I got the homie, the special guest homie. Man, tell the world who you are, dog.
The one and only 504 Kilo. What's that?
504 Kilo. What's up, Kilo, man? So
I'm in the building.
Yo, man, I got a great topic for us to talk about, bro. Pretty much, this is about 50 Cent's son, man. If you familiar, if you familiar with this situation, right? And 50 Cent's son said that $6,700 is not enough money for him to get.
He fucked up. He fucked up. That's
Hold
what it
on,
is.
real quick. He
fucked up. He been pampered all his life. So, you know, 5,700 ain't shit to a person that been born with a silver spoon in their mouth. So
correct.
So
all right, there we go. So all right, so look, now this is how the conversation started, right? So 50 went and put himself on child support. Let me pull out my notes on this and go through this real quick. So 50 Cent went and put himself on child support, right? And he went and did that because the situation with let me make sure I got everything right. New note, blue. Let's see. Here we go. So basically 50 and his ex-girlfriend, which is his baby mother, Shaniqua Thompson, they conceived a child together, which is Marquise Jackson, right? He's now 25 years old now, right? And he basically told it wasn't working out for them, and for whatever reason, and he went and put himself on child support. He was actually paying like $25,000 a month before he put himself on child support. The judge awarded Marquise, the baby, $6,700 a month, which came out to be like $81K a year. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Now, his son went on a rant talking about basically, hey, my father, that wasn't enough. My father is a celebrity. My father is this. I should have been getting paid more than $6,700 a month. Now, I want to ask you, what is your thoughts on that part, man? And I'm going to give you my opinion on that.
Well, I have a couple of thoughts of that. First of all, again, he has a silver spoon in his mouth, bro. You got to understand. He probably ain't never really wiped his own ass like talking about $6,700 a month, bro. Come on, man. For some people, you know what we can do with 67. That's $80K.
$80K, bro.
A year.
And when you look at it in America and even some states, they don't even make half of that, bro. Or they just make half, right?
All right. So with that being said, this is what you got to look at it. You got to take what you said. His father is a celebrity. His father is this, that, and other. Let me enlighten you on something. A long time ago, I was privileged to meet this guy. His name was B. White. And I was working on my app that I was working on. And they had this inventors convention. And it was down in Galveston. It was for the weekend. So, you know, B. White had like 3 or 4 high-end cars, Lamborghini, you know, different stuff. So, cool guy. He was like, hey, Kilo, we're going to take the cars and we're going to drive down. And I had the pleasure of meeting his son. Mm-hmm. So I'm riding with his son, and I asked this white kid, I said, hey, man, boy, you got it made. You a lucky young man. I said, man, you got it made. You know what the white boy told me?
What's that?
That's my daddy money. Let that sizzle in you. Let that sizzle. He said, that's my daddy's money.
He didn't say that was my money.
Hear me out. So I'm driving. I'm like, wait, hold on. He said, I want to own my own fortune. He said, don't get me wrong. I'm glad my dad is helping me, but I want to build my own empire.
Mm.
Now, that wasn't the response. That go to show you how I'm thinking, but
Right.
that wasn't the response I was thinking.
Right.
If you look at it at some celebrities, not all, the majority of white people, those kids, now they got some of them that just spoil, but if you look at the real business-minded kids, they have to prove themselves to a certain extent to make the money that their parents are making. And some of them don't get that until the parents die. And when they die, that shit go in a trust fund.
Well, hold on. I want to say something. The young lady said, I thought after 18 years old, the dad has no responsibility, right? However, if the child is still in college, it stops, I think, at 23 or 25. But Marquise was getting, he didn't want to say what age he was getting his money, but he could have been getting his money at the age of 15 up to he was 18 years old, right? And you do the math on that. That's $80,000 for each year. But what happened with the funny?
But wait. He was also paying for private school.
Well, come to find out, right? When he was paying the $25,000, and he figured shit was getting real crazy, and they wasn't listening to him because he was doing it so he can have a relationship with his son. However, she made that very difficult for him to do. So basically, what he told was, look, I'm gonna give you this money. Y'all come up if you don't. So the thing about it, she didn't want to work. So that $6,700 was for her too. So you know, to make a long story short, that $6,700 was for her and the baby. However, that was just supposed to be for the baby. Now, if y'all go check out 50 Cent's book, Hustle Hard, I could be misquoting that, but he speaks about how he told he knew Marquise liked his shoes, right? He was in the sneakers. So he was riding around, this guy was closing up his shop. But he had hundreds of shoes in there, right? The dude wasn't doing anything else with it. 50 Cent asked the man how much did he want for the sneakers. He paid for the sneakers. Then he called his son Marquise and said, hey, son, I know you into all this type of stuff. I bought all these shoes for you. You out in Atlanta. I want you to go ahead and get your little storage area, and do an online sneaker thing. And then you can make money off of this, right? That never happened. He said months later, the kid and his mama called him and said they want to do an online boutique. And you familiar with the boutiques. That never happened, you know? So here's a real entitlement. He's speaking on this entitlement that, all right, well, he feels like before he, you know, with his tennis shoes and stuff, he felt like his mom said, hey, you 50 Cent son, you should have any sneaker shoes you want to. And he felt at the point when he was giving his son some shoes, he's still looking around like, well, I don't want just one shoe. I want every color in this Michael Jordan retros. So he was looking at it like, damn, you know, he don't know how it feels to work to get something. If 50 didn't want to just give him everything that he wanted, and he wouldn't know how to work for it or appreciate it. Versus him knowing how to work for it and appreciate it, so
man,
he can enjoy it.
He fucking churning his sparrow, bro. It's spoiled. Appreciate shit, man. These fucking kids is off the chain. Let's keep it real. You understand? I tell everybody, let me tell you something. My daddy said this, who raised me. He said, if you raise your kids the way you was raised, they're gonna be all right. Simple as that. They don't know value for nothing. They don't never, you know, I had a talk with my son about today when he picked me up from the airport because I'm in New Orleans, and he was like, about a situation. A person, if these kids never fall, how they gonna learn how to walk?
Exactly.
So the thing about it is, you got this kid that feel, one, he's entitled. He don't understand that the money that 50 Cent worked for is not his money.
Exactly.
His daddy worked for that. You know what I'm saying? Now, responsibility and being generous. He's being generous because did he buy them a house or something too?
Yeah. And
okay, so
he allegedly burned it down when they started acting crazy with him, right? So,
yeah.
you know what I mean? And they bring that up in the conversation like, hey, you know, this was the really interesting part about this, right? So his son, so he said pretty much basically, hey, my dad, I know what it feels like to not have nothing. I had to get out of a burning building and start all over. And I felt like that was kind of crazy because you and I know what it feels like to not have nothing. This young boy wasn't born in the projects. He didn't have to live in a project. He didn't live in a rundown apartment. He didn't have to go over here. So he based on him not having nothing because the house caught on fire. But he said he couldn't rebuild his life. Like he said, how am I supposed to rebuild my life off of $600-700 a month? Now, if anybody in this chat tells me that that's not
Man, that's weird, but listen, let me tell you something. Let me say this. You're giving me 67,000.
6,700.
6,700. 6,700.
A month.
Okay. A month.
Tax free. Tax free.
$6,700. Tax free. No FICA, nothing coming out of it. That's just mine. None of that. Okay.
Tax free. So
I'm still gonna do what I've been doing to survive anyway. You already know that. 67, that's just going in the bank. I'm gonna let that stack.
But hold on. But hold on. Let's talk about it from a parent standpoint. Now, you have kids. I don't have kids. I kind of wish your wife was on there. But take it like this. Put yourself. If you, well, I can't really say this, but I just say if you was a woman and your child, you got child support for $600-700 for your child, right?
Mm-hmm.
That shit ain't for you. Now you can use it, but you can actually go get you a job and add on to that.
But you got to understand the mentality of the woman you're dealing with, because there are women out there that will get that $6,700, still work, do what they got to do for their children,
right?
Some of it out of there and make it a better life. Now,
right.
There's women out there that's getting $250, $500, $50, and they're making that work. So when you talk, so you got to understand with certain women we talking about. So if you're talking about a woman that had a baby, I don't know, no disrespect to this baby mom, I don't know her. I'm just speaking about the culture. If you went into the situation thinking, oh, I'm gonna get pregnant, I'm gonna come up, but then it didn't happen for you like that, then you're dealing with a person that's vindictive, selfish, greedy, gold digger, and a whole bunch of the things we could call up. But I don't know the lady, so I ain't gonna say that.
Yeah, and we're gonna keep it respectful for him and his family.
Yeah. Versus a woman you was dealing with, y'all had a baby, just didn't work, and you say, hey, look, I'm gonna break you off. I'm gonna put you in the house. Here goes 67.
Right.
Go ahead and handle your business. For some women with a certain mentality, like, hey, look, this is an opportunity. I don't have it that hard. Mind you, you got a house that's paid for. It's yours.
Right.
You don't have to pay no mortgage or nothing. You're getting $6,700 for you and your child. Most women, I'm gonna still work. I'm gonna open up a business because my needs are met. See, a lot of people get their needs and their fucking wants mixed up.
Right.
As a parent, you only supposed to take care of your child's need. All the other shit they want, you're not obligated. You're not obligated to do that.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? Like you say, where we come from, fuck, we was happy to have lights, food, water.
Right.
That was a necessity. All that other shit that some of these kids get, man, they got kids walking around here with $2,000 cell phones and have an attitude because they feel like they supposed to have that.
But let me ask you this. Do you think that's because of the mother?
Yeah. And what you program in the child head.
Right. So
that child has been programmed to think like that, bro.
So it's safe to say that everything coming out of Marquis' mouth really was some brainwashing to do with his mother.
It's not about brain. Why I can't say brainwashing.
The reason why I say that because he made a comment. He said he made a statement. I don't want to misquote this, but he said you can't compare. He said my dad is 50 Cent. I'm supposed to have that.
That's where you fucked up
Now,
at.
imagine a woman telling your son, like, hey, that's your dad. You supposed to have that, right?
Okay, now watch this. You heard what he said, right? You heard what
That's why I think it's brainwashing.
No. Hear me out. You heard what he said, right?
Yeah.
Listening to that young man speak and the way he talked, that didn't come from him. He heard somebody say that.
Exactly.
He only repeat what he heard somebody say.
Time after time.
Somebody put in his mind and in his mindset, he's supposed to have that. Again, when I told you about B. White's story, me talking to a young man probably the same age as I think Lil David was probably about 15, 16 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
He said, that's my dad's money. I want to build my own. I want to make my own money. You see the difference between me telling you, oh man, you good, boy. You got it laid out from you. That's what he heard from me. But he came back and said, nah, I'm all right, but that's my dad's money. So how was he taught for him to rebuttal what I, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he been around where people telling him, hey, look, do this on your own. Get this, build this, stop.
So let me ask you this, Kilo. You're a father, you have kids, you have grown kids. So, and it's sad, man, because I don't have kids, but I have a father. I had a father when I was 8, 9. I wanted to be in a part of my father's life. But for a man that looks like you, your son look just like you, I gotta say 50's a strong person. I'm pretty sure behind closed doors he cried about it. He went through what he went through. But,
of course.
But for you to watch that, bro, and I'm asking you this question, man, like how does one deal with, because that has to be very, very painful, man. It's sad to watch your son actually, it's your first child, your firstborn.
Oh, I done been through that situation.
Well, so share with us, like, how does that feel, though? How does one heal from that?
One, you never heal from it. Two, you can forgive because that's your child. You can't hate your child. It's a difference when somebody on the street do it. You can lash out, bust their head, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But child, you know what parents got to deal with? We deal with it up here and in here.
Mm.
And that's a situation where you have to deal with that internally. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You deal with that internally. Because what a lot of people got to understand about this whole situation is we are the fault of that situation. Let me tell you why.
Explain that.
We're the fault. And a lot of people won't hear it. I'm going to say it. I don't give a fuck. Our generation is the fault for that. Because we came up hard, but we was taught to survive. So when we got to a level of having stuff, making good money, we only was giving our children what we didn't have. Which is a good thing. Which is not a bad thing.
Not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing. But
do you teach your child how to appreciate it? Keep going.
No. Watch this. Because not to get off on the deep end, I have sisters along with my private life. You have to understand, when we were coming up, we had limited access to the outside world. So when your mama told you something, my mama told me something, we didn't have no influence like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It was the elders around you. When your mama whooped your ass, you had uncles. Who came over there and helped whoop your ass? The uncles. When they told you something, you had time to go sit down in your room and meditate on what your mother or your father said. This is what a lot of parents are going against. Instagram, social media, Facebook, and outside sources.
Yeah.
So when you chastise your child and say, hey, look, you can't do this, that, and other. As soon as they walk out the door, there's somebody else saying, oh, well, you deserve that, and blah, 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 and my mama this, and this, that, and other. You even got officials, some law enforcement officials. Oh, well, you can put your parents in jail if they do this and they do that, this, that, and other. Now, in some in some situations where kids are being abused, boom. but then it took it to a whole nother level. You see what I'm saying?
That's right. Yeah.
Got kids 18, 17 years old driving $50,000 and $60,000 cars.
Exactly.
$70,000 cars. Because
so you saying Marquise seeing that product, something that you think he sees on a regular basis, he's like, well, shit, I'm 50 Cent's son. I'm supposed to be doing way better than these kids doing.
Okay, so watch this. You go to a private school, right?
Yeah.
75% of the kids in private school, when they reach 16 now, I think it's 16, driving BMWs and Bentleys in private school.
Okay.
He going to an Ivy League school.
So,
but
no, I get you. It's safe to say that that's what he's probably saying. 6,700, man. I can't afford that if I'm riding in a Bentley. I gotta pay this money and this insurance and this and that and the third. And yeah, you got a hell of a point saying that. And that's what makes everything a whole lot worse for that situation. I can't hear you. But what up, world, y'all? This is Royal Nation TV y'all watching right now. We're talking about 50 Cent's son says 6,700, which is $6,700 dollars is not enough a month when he was getting child support when he was of age, which is $80K, $81,000 a year. What do y'all think about that? Kilo, we got you back on now, bro.
We're back on. Okay. I got vendors calling. All right.
Oh, yeah,
All right. Sorry about that, y'all. What I'm saying is, it's all about how you raise your kids, man. Again, I've been around white people. Watch this. Even though those kids, and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying one race is better than the other. It's a balance when you do it. So what it is what happens is, if your child, even though you have money, some kids have to earn that by their grades, academics, running track, doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? They earn that versus entitlement. You know what I'm saying? And and I have been fault of it, so I can say it. We give our kids so much because we didn't have that they feel entitled to it.
Yeah, and I see that with my young.
They feel entitled to it. We reward our kids for the things that they should do. You get it? You're supposed to do that. Versus giving them a option to prove that they deserve that. You get where I'm coming from?
Right.
But the whole world don't operate like that. So if you put that in their mind and they get out here in this world where they feel like they're entitled and it don't happen like that.
Oh, it's the end of the world, bro.
You see what I'm saying? And that's bad because some kids have a bad mouth on them. They feel like they could talk a certain way.
But I don't know if you answered this question earlier, but how do you deal with that as a man? As having a son and you seeing your son do that, how do you heal from that?
Internally. It's just something you got to pray on, man.
Because now I will say this, because and this is documented. It's something I'm not making up. 50 said he don't love his son, and he said his grandfather said if it rattle like a snake, sits like a snake, then you got to be bit by it to know that it's a snake. And then he said, how can I love someone that don't love me back?
Let me tell you something. Let me say this.
And hold on, before you say this, keep this thought. He also, and this is on document, public information. He said he saw his son took pictures and were hanging around the people that would, Supreme son from out of New York, from Queens, right? He had a picture with him. Then he had a picture with some people, other enemies that he had. And he felt like, why would you, my own flesh and blood, my son, gonna take pictures with my enemies and side with my enemies? But go finish what you was about to say.
Cause clearly he's disturbed, man. He's been programmed to not to like his father. Me, I'm gonna say something, bro, and it's just the way it is. Blood don't make your family, bro. The way I was raised, blood don't make your family. You get love when you get love. Now, I done made some mistakes. You know, we grew up, we made mistakes. God knows I haven't been the best father in the world, but you live and you learn, right?
Right.
Here's my thing. What a lot of these kids don't understand, men, we have to bond with our children. Women have a natural bond with their kids for the simple fact, you know, it's a connection with them because they give birth to their children. You know, we got to pick them up, put them on our chest, and you know what I'm saying? We have to bond with them. You know what I'm saying? With that being said, if a kid doing all that, and that's a kid, anybody that could be plotting on your death, conversing with your enemies, trying to do some shit to go against you, man, fuck them children.
Because, see, that's the scariest thing right there. And that's the closest thing to you that could hurt you without you even knowing it.
Now, watch this. Let's go deeper than that. How many times you done heard the stories about those kids killing their own parents for money?
A lot, bro. A lot. And
so what if he's talking to people that's plotting on his father when we already know from his interview he's about money? He's letting you know he's about money. He's letting you know where his heart at. He's about greed. You see, for me, it's just me. Man, fuck that little nigga.
Well, he's 25. He's 25 now. And this was happening at 22, 23.
If I had, listen, if I had the money 50 Cent had, and I'm sitting 6,700, in my heart, the way I'm built, and my wife, I'm doing my part. Fuck that little nigga. I hope you take what you say he got as long as he in school or something like that, huh?
Well, that's out. I think it stopped at 18 for him because he didn't go to school. He didn't go to college. So I think it stopped at 18 for him.
Well,
you know, because you remember 50 was on interview like, hey, he got 6 more months because, you know, like his birthday coming around. He kept always saying that in some of the interviews, like, hey, you know, he stops. Now he gotta be able to fend for himself.
Well, he better figure the fuck out. I'm gonna pray for him.
I mean,
he was doing, do for him.
Bro, he's 25 now. For him
at this point, listen, bro. At this point, pray for him. Pray for him. Listen, know what parents got to understand? Anybody, if they go out here and kill somebody over 18, they try it as an adult. Right?
Shit, 17 in most places, yeah.
So, okay. When they're 25, what the fuck is they? And you still taking care of them, you still doing shit, they're still living with you, you still got to help them out. They're only 5 years from being 30. When are you, as a parent, I don't care if you're man or woman, because there's a lot of these women be babying these grown-ass men up.
But see, that's the problem right there, man.
So watch this. This the perfect situation. Watch this, Duwop. Think of it like this. My daddy told me something. What you gonna do when I'm gone? If you go in the world with the mentality that you are privileged, people gonna always catch you when you fall. When I'm gone, what are you going to do?
Hey, wifey said, imagine killing someone for money and you still don't collect anything. And see, that's the crazy thing about it, right? It's because, let's just say he thought he was on like the wheel or something, right? On 50 Cent's wheel. But he had an opportunity where he could have did something, where he could have killed his father and he don't get anything. And that's what you were saying earlier about how kids do that type of stuff, right? And 50, that's what 50 mean, like, fuck him. Because I wouldn't let him get that close to me to be able to do that. And that's sad, bro.
But me and you already talk. Let me tell you something. Me and you talk all the time about different topics and different things. You already know how I am, the way I live. You got the slightest. I don't give a fuck if it's my kids. You got the slightest notion to make me feel like you my enemy. Man, you get the fuck around me. I don't care. Fuck them children.
Hey.
They giving that nigga $600-700 a month, double fucking.
Like
doing my part.
Bro, it blew my mind. Bro.
Listen, I'm giving you $600-700, nigga, and you still talking shit? Fuck that boy.
Fuck him. That's how I feel about that.
I'm sorry. People can say what they want.
Man,
I know some children happy with $5 fucking, let alone 6 to 7.
But see, the long story short is that the mother created this situation. My thing is, right, and I'm going to go ahead and tap this, man. Is it working? There you go. The mother put this situation to where, because she was so envious and mad at 50 Cent, she stole his pride and joy and turned it against him. How fucking sad is that, bro?
Again, it depends.
Bro, like, that shit blew my mind. If you just heard them talking, you'd be like, man, like,
that's the level of the woman that you're dealing with. Again, we just said it earlier. I said there's some women that would take that 6 to 7, still go to work,
and add on to that.
And gonna do something with it, bro. Don't get me wrong. There's some women out here that'll do something with that 6 to 7. Kid good, kid got what they want, house good, and they wouldn't even be worried about what the fuck their baby daddy doing. They wouldn't give a fuck what 50 Cent doing. 50 got him in a whole big ass house paid for. He giving 6 to 7 a month. Bitch, she gone. She don't give a fuck. Cause there's women doing it with $550.
Right.
So you already know the situation. I'm back.
Yeah. I mean, and that's right. Even with what's up, boy?
What's up, yo?
Hold on, man.
Hey, stop playing. Look at
this ain't about the night. We talking about 50 Cent, son, with the 6 to 7. You go? He happy. Give him 6 to 7.
Oh shit.
You heard what he said, but it's going down.
Tell her, ask him right now.
Come here. Do what I want to ask you something right quick, live. You got a TV show.
What's up? Talk to me.
So look, I'm gonna ask you this question. So look, if you was, let's say, 15 years old, right?
Right.
Or 12 years old.
Uh-huh.
Right? And your daddy on child support, right? Now, let's not be biased, okay?
I'm gonna give it to you raw and uncut. So
look, you find out, all right, my daddy gonna send me us, because it's going to your mama first.
Oh, right.
I'm gonna send y'all $600 to $700. Now at the time your mama done told you your daddy ain't shit. He got all this money, but he don't want to send you more money. Whoop de whoop whoop, right? How do you? Now, mind you, you 15, so I don't know how old you are now, but just put yourself back.
I'm 30.
30 years old. So go back 15 years from now, right? Because I know you was a little bit. You ain't probably as smart as you was when you was 15 or on some grown man thinking the way you think now, right? So how would you have reacted to that?
I'd have stayed in my place and minded my business.
Now, by saying stay in your place and minding your business, with your
I wouldn't even.
You mean what your mama said? Like
I'm always neutral. Whether you know what I'm saying. It's been situations where my mama done spoke on him, and I just that's not my business. Your opinion on other people, other humans' opinions on other people not gonna deter or affect how I feel about a person. You know what I'm saying? They gotta show me the calls. They gotta show, and I've always been like that since I was a little boy.
So, as you would have made 25, knowing you got the 600 to 700, would you have felt like that wasn't enough for you?
Shit, if I get $1,000 a month, man, listen. I had my first job at 15. You feel what I'm saying? I was working a job at 15, so my hustle different. You know what I'm saying? Anything help. You know what I'm saying? If you talk, if you give me $1,000, you feel me? I'm going about to see how I can make that out of 11,000. You feel what I'm saying? I gotta make 10 grand profit. You feel what I'm saying? But I always been like that.
But how do you? So let me ask you this though. Now this is a deeper question. if somebody told you, well, you can't base this on you because you didn't grow up like how I grew up, meaning I'm a celebrity son, and we flew in jets and we did X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, but that, I mean,
still feel like that child's supposed to be privileged like that? Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. When it comes to stuff like that, I don't get involved in it, and I really don't. I don't really give an opinion on it because everybody's life is different. You feel? And do I feel like he need to shut the fuck up and he privileged as fuck because there's other people out there don't have the same opportunities as you? Hell yeah, but at the same time, it's not my business. So I'm not even gonna get stressed out about it because that's somebody else's life. That ain't mine. You know, what he shit eat, it don't, it don't make me, shit or piss neither.
So if you had a son right now, I don't know if you got any kids.
I got 6 of them.
You got boys?
Yeah, I got 3 girls, 3 boys.
All right, so let's say, how old your oldest boy is?
KJ 7.
All right, perfect. So let's say KJ came right to you tomorrow on a date, right? And he said, "Hey, Dad, man, I feel like, I heard this guy, 50 Cent's son, say he should be getting way more money than I feel that same way too. I should be getting way more money for you, and I should be, I should have every Nikes and every Jordan shoe at your expense." What would that conversation
I feel like my kids would be like that because I instill in my kids learning to appreciate the simplicity of life itself. You understand what I'm saying? Like, and when I mean the simplicity, I mean the grass growing green. You know what I'm saying? Being able to walk outside and touch a tree, like, so I don't.
So that goes back to what you said earlier, Kilo, about the parent and what you teach your child. So
he's programmed that way.
But listen, I'm gonna be real with you. He didn't program me.
He programmed.
I programmed myself. I grew up. I didn't get cool with my daddy until I got older. I grew up in state custody. You see what I'm saying? I'm a child. I ain't never had shit. So nobody can tell me nothing. You feel what I'm saying?
Nice talking to you, bro.
I'm about to go. All right.
What time you gonna make it over there?
Like 10 o'clock.
All right.
Love you too.
So so that goes back to say, man, but we know every child is different, but definitely.
No, that goes back, but I say it.
Yeah.
Watch this. Watch what I'm telling you. Program. He's not programmed like that. What me and his mom went through was me and his mom. You get me? It wasn't sit there and tell your son, fuck your daddy, this, that, and other, blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And again, the most important thing that I said earlier, when you raise your children privileged, you see the outcome?
Right.
Now, don't get me wrong. I missed a lot with my son because of that situation. But watch this. Again, it's a good thing and it's a bad thing. The good thing is, do you hear how he talk? Why? Because he had to earn his own shit.
Yep.
So his privilege, his thought process is different.
And as he got older, he understood.
Okay. Versus somebody being in his head and programming him to think.
He's only 5 years older than Marquise.
Come on.
Yeah, man, on that note, though, bro, it was nice having you on. And like I said, man, this is this is something serious in the community, and we definitely got to continue to work on that, man. But on that note, I'm King Dua, and I got the big homie Elo, and y'all watch.
Bro, I'm gonna holler at you. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, peace.